Good morning everyone. Myself Kamal Lata, assistant teacher of Black Diamond Public School, and I would like to thank all of you for attending this training session on topic decision making skills. As we know that good decision making is an essential skill for effective leadership, and the topic decision making is of crucial importance as every one of us has to take decision at every moment. In the field of education, decision making has assumed added significance as many decisions involve commitment of time and money. It is very necessary for students to understand the various facts of decision making. Decision making is the selection of one best alternative for doing your work. It is a choice made by the decision maker about what should or should not be given in a given situation. A decision can be defined as a particular course of action selected by a decision maker as the most effective means at his disposal for achieving the goal or for solving the problem that is bothering them. Decision making arises mainly because of the existence of alternative course of action that itself become a decision. If there is a many options and you have to select the best one, that is the decision. But in practice, number of alternatives are available, and therefore decision making assumes prime place in management, in administration. The success of any organization depends upon the quality of decision. If the students fail to take correct decision, he may not expect any work from his teachers and may not find a way to finish his work also. Some of the decisions are taken emotionally. This should be avoided with great care. Emotional decision leads to a lot of confusion. So the decision making is an important work of the members of team. And decision making is the process of searching various alternative causes of action, evaluation and selecting the best course of action is the real meaning of decision making. And it is a process of selecting a formal choice among the given options. For an effective decision making process, one must be in a stable mind to weigh both positive and negative options. That means you have to see both options and which one is correct, which one is perfect, you have to select that one. One should determine which option will suit that particular situation. In any organization, decision making will be done by the higher authorities upon the analysis and critical thinking of the organization. And some different famous personalities give different view regarding decision making, but I want to share the definition of decision making given by D. M.C. Farland. A decision is an act of choice where an executive form a conclusion about what must be done in a given situation. A decision represents a behavior chosen from a number of possible alternatives. Yes, we do not really know where a road will lead you until you take it. There are no guarantees. This is one of the most important things you need to realize about life. Making decision is a difficult process that consists of identifying, selecting criteria and possible outcomes to improve a situation. Whether decisions are straightforward, complex, methodical and systematic approach will lead to success. And decision making is something you do morning, noon and night. Making decision is a part of your life. Whether you like it or not, you make decision all the time. In every day, in every time we take a decision. In fact that it is right or wrong. You can become quite adept and get plenty of practice in developing the necessary skills to help you in making the right decisions. We teachers always practicing about and always thinking about how to develop the skills for achieving our goals. And everyone know that the right decision is required at right place. Decision making may be defined as the selection based on some criteria of one behavior alternative from two or most possible alternatives. It should, however, be noted that decision making is not a purely intellectual process. A decision represents a judgment, resolution, conflicts of needs, means or goals, and commitment to action made in the face of uncertainty, complexity, and even irrationality. Or decision making is really a complex mental exercise because it is done by thinking and choosing and improving. So it is a mental exercise. Just one example is that we teachers have many teaching methods to teach the students, but a good teacher always try to select the best teaching method. It is easy and students can understand it easily. Always try to get and use these types of method to get our desired goal. And it is also a decision. Characteristics of decision making. The following are the characteristics of decision making. Decision making is a selection process. I told earlier about that thing. There are many alternatives there, but we have to select the best alternative. Decision making is the end process. It is never ending process. And it is the end process of any organization. Decision making is preceded detailed discussion and selection of alternatives. Decision making is the application of intellectual abilities to a great extent. And decision making is a dynamic process. It is a full of energy. An individual takes a number of decisions each day. We also take many decisions every day. Sometimes it is right, but sometimes it is not suitable for situation. But we take many decisions. Decision making is situational. An individual takes decision according to the situation prevailing. Sometimes different types of situations are occur when different decision may be taken to solve the same problem in change situation. And always decision is to taken to achieve the objective or goals of an organization. Without a purpose or objective, there can be no decision. If there is no purpose to take decision, no decision is required there. And decision making involves the evaluation of available alternatives. There can be decision even not to decide. These two words are different, decide and decision. And when we take a decision, there is so many words comes in mind. That is lost, confused, unsure, unclear, perplexed, disoriented, bewildered, or so many. Have you always had problem to make difficult decision? Here is some advice to show you how to take the pain out of making difficult decisions, to make your best choice and get it over and done with. And this decision making model is in 8 steps, which I call it decision making loop or decision making process. It shows us a logical structure, methodology for making a decision. According to Jim Rohn, it does not matter which side of the fence you get off on something. What matters most be getting off. You cannot make progress without making decisions. Means we have to achieve our goal, we take a good decision at good time. And in this slide there is a decision making loop, that is the decision making process. Number 1, identifying the problem. The decision making process depends upon the nature of problem and the nature of organization. The following are the simple process followed in taking a decision in normal situation. In this, the first one is identify the problem. First, identify the problem, then take a good decision at good time. Identification of a problem means recognition of problem. Find out problem. How to find out problem? Problem arises due to difference between what is and what should be. Always there is a problem when the question arises like this, what is and what should be. The changes of society form the main reason for creating of a problem. So the teacher should define what the problem is. A well-defined problem is half solved. When we understand the problem, what is the problem, then half of the solution has come and solved. Then the teacher should find the causes of a problem. Finding of causes of a problem is used to make quality decision. And teachers should continuously watch the decision making environment and understand the real problem and its causes. Without identifying the problem, we teachers have not the ability to solve it and find the solution of that problem. So we have to watch the problem and the environment continuously to find out the real problem and causes of that. Diagnosing the problem. Diagnosing, that means find out the reason and take practical on that, how to solve it. There is a slight difference between problem identification and diagnosing the problem. A doctor can diagnose the disease of a patient. A patient cannot find out what is the real disease, but a doctor can do so with the information given by the patient. Just like in a school, we teacher diagnose the problem of a student students cannot find out what is the real problem, but a teacher can do so with the information given by the students. That means information is very useful to the doctor in case of disease and to the teacher in case of students. In a school, the teacher acts as a doctor while diagnosing the problem. He asks questions just like doctor, what's the problem? And so many things. And second one is collect and analyze the relevant information, that is explore the options. In this step, the required information should be collected by the teacher. Then the teacher has to study the information with great care. Teachers have to study it with great care. It is very useful to analyze the problem from different angles. If the problem is analyzed from different angles, a quality and fixed decisions may be taken by the teachers. And the next is generating alternative course of action. And as we know that decision making is the process of selecting best one from the alternative. Just like in decision making process is also there is so many alternatives, so many information are gathered there, but we select them and choose the from and study them with all the angles and select the best one from that. Next, generating alternative course of action. Creative thinking is necessary to develop or discover many alternative course of action. It is advisable to the teachers that he should discover a number of alternatives. The problem of limiting factor is also considered by the teacher. And sometimes some alternatives cannot be selected due to limiting factors. Time and cost are the probable limiting factors of most of the organization. Evaluation of alternative. And the next step is evaluate the option or evaluation of alternative. The pros and cons of available alternatives are analyzed. Some alternatives offer maximum benefit than others, and sometimes an alternative is compared with other alternative. And the decision maker should prepare a list of limits for each alternative. And the next, implement the decision. And the decision that is come from doing all the 5 process. In next step, it is implementation. How to implement them? How to implement the decision? Screening of alternative. The available alternatives are screened in the order of maximum benefits derived from them. Each alternative is evaluated in terms of risk involved in implementing them. Both tangible and intangible factors are considered while evaluating or screening each alternative. And as we know that tangible factor means profit earned, time taken, money invested, rate of returns, investment, or everything. And intangible factors include relation, goodwill, loyalty of the employees, or so many. Sometimes 2 or more alternatives are equally suitable by nature. The decision maker should find the actual difference of alternative, which will be deciding factor to select an best alternative. And risk. There is a risk in every condition or every situation. Selection of best alternative An alternative which gives maximum benefit to the organization is selected. At the same time, the selected alternative should fit with the organizational objective. And sometimes some approaches may be adapted while selecting an alternative. Approaches like this: experience. Sometimes a teacher can select an alternative on the basis of his past experience. The past prevailing situation cannot be same as the present prevailing situation. Situation changes from time to time, so past decision may be rationally amended to suit the present situation. So the past experience helps a lot to the teacher in taking a decision. And the second approach is experimentation. Each alternative is put into practices and the results are observed under these approaches. And alternative which give best result will be selected. For example, before an organization select a production technique, it goes to trial production. The organization finally select production technique which results in a quality production with minimum loss and expenses. So the approaches should be expensive and time consuming, should be used on limited scale. Research and analysis. It is also one of the approach. This approach is also rarely adapted. It is adapted in rare case. In case of critical situation, a decision is taken under this approach. If a lot of calculation are required, they are completed with the help of computer. Conversion of decision into action. The future course of action is scheduled on the basis of selected alternatives or decision. Here the teacher has to consider the policy of the school. The selected alternative decision is communicated to concerned people. This communication facilitates easy implementation of decision. These types of communication facilitates the easy way of communication. And always try that thing, the language of decision should be simple and easily understandable. Implementation. And the decision making process comes to an end with the actual implementation of decision. Implementation plan should provide for time and procedure sequence. Necessary resources should also be allocated and responsibility for specific tasks should be assigned to individual. Last one is verifying the decision. It is the duty of every teacher to see whether the decision is properly implemented or not. Verification of implementation of decision ensures the achievement of objective. Without verification, without verifying the decision, it doesn't achieve the goal. So we need to verify the decision. The selected alternative may be a ill-chosen one and might cause loss to the organization. And this can be measured with the help of verifying the decision. If the teacher feels that the selected alternative is not the best one an amendment by the amendment be made to achieve desired goal. This is the simple process of decision making. And the next slide is identifying the problem. Under this, define, test, analyze, why, compare, and all outcomes. When we gather the information, it is just recap of decision making process. All necessary available facts, opinion, and data all have to be collected for in the process of gathering the information. In gathering the information, ask the WS family, ask the question like this: what, who, when, where, why, what is the situation, who are the people involved here, when did this happen, just like a case studies. Where in this leading, why are you in this situation? These are the some most common questions asked to know more about the situation. Explore the option. Here is to collect all the possible options. Several of these may variation. Sometimes the options are few, but sometimes they are numerous. But what do you do when you think that the situation offers no option? This is the time that we create your own, make your creative mind work. And after carefully considering each option, select the one that seems most appropriate based on each of these factors and evaluate. Just like in examination, the last step of any exam is evaluation. So in decision making also, evaluate your decision from each and every aspect, because what looks good on paper or sound good may not work when you actually evaluate it. So evaluation is useful for uncovering the risk involved or difficulty which need to be overcome when implementing the options. And a good decision has no value unless you implement it. So first select the best one, then implement it. And implementation means to put into action, to put the decision into action. And the next is principles of decision making. A quality decision may be taken by the teacher if he adapt certain principles, and these principles are discussed here in this session, that is marginal theory of decision making. Many economists have suggested marginal theory of decision making. They believe that any organization is started to and a teacher always take a decision which result in maximizing the profit of the organization. Therefore, economists argue that the very purpose of an organization is aimed at maximizing profit. Decision making should be based on marginal analysis. Here the teachers adopt the principle of law of diminishing and so many. Mathematical theory, it is also one of the principle of decision making. Under that, game theory, probability theory and weighting theory are some of the mathematical theory, and the teacher takes a decision on the basis of these theories. And mathematical theory gives scientific approach to the teacher while taking a decision. Psychological theory, a teacher takes a decision on the basis of his aspiration, technological skills, personality, social status and organization status. Through the help of others, a teacher is expected to take a decision confined to the scope of his responsibility and authority. There is an impact of psychology over the decision. Principle of alternative is there, principle of limiting factor, principle of participation, principle of rationality. It is also a technique or principle of decision making. Sometimes a teacher is influenced by emotion while taking decision, but it is not right. A teacher should not be influenced by emotion while taking decision. A teacher should try to make logical and objective decision considering all the factors affecting the decision. And however, rationality should be combined with reality of situation. Principle of timing. This principle implies that decisions should be timely taken and implemented. Timeliness is the most crucial factor for roundness of a decision. However, decisions should not be taken in haste. That we know that haste means waste. Principle. Principle of communication. The decision made should be properly and timely communicated to all concerned. The mode and medium of communication should also be effective to communicate the decision in proper and correct sense and manner. Role of decision making in one's life, in our life. The ability to choose the right choice depending on the problem. It has a matter of decision making. It is important to understand the process of individual decision making. When a situation arises where taking decision is an optional way, the individual must be able to take a good decisions rather than wavering. The fact is that people with a high range of emotion tend to make good decisions. So always try to make a decision free from emotions. And one can improve decision making skills by recognizing some of the important variables to select the right choice. Level of decision. Level of decision. That means The level of the decision deals with the questions that are faced during the decision making process. Here the possibility is that decision made is accompanied by the risk, and risk one must select the option by asking certain questions such as how important is the decision, how complex is the situation, how much critical decision making is, style of decision. These styles deals with the degree of participation in the process. In the corporate world, participation is considered as a time-consuming activity. It involves argument, debate to prepare evidence for good. In this case, some question arises like this: to which extent others should be involved in taking the right choice? What are all the conditions that involve in decision making? Which technique is opted to select the right decision? The decision process that is rational. Rational is something that is agreeable to a certain reason. It acts as a classic approach to decision making. It is sequential steps and the desired solution. It deals with problem identification and corresponding alternative method to solve it. Here the analysis of the problem is done in different factors to determine the decision that is to be taken. And the decision process that is intuitive. The intuitive decision is the mindset of the people upon how the judgment has to be given based on the consequences of the problem. It is less structure that relates to the feelings, and the decision making play a vital role in the life of students. It diverts the students from falling into the trap that manage the students and save their career life. The ability to distinguish between choice and needs play a vital role in the life of students. Sometimes these types of situations are occur like when students want to do engineering, but his father or her father want to become a doctor. So needs play a vital role in the life of students. In any moments of decision, the best thing you can do is the right thing. The worst thing you can do is nothing. What is decision making skill? Simply put, it measures the ability of an individual to assess all possible outcomes and choose the most viable and favorable option out of all those available. This particular ability, the one to select the most feasible path, depends on other factors. And the factors can range from the student's self-esteem to the prior experience of the students when faced with similar decision-making moments. Dealing with these factors in a way that reinforces rather than degrades a student's decision-making skill can significantly aid them in accurately assessing a situation, analyzing the possible outcomes, and then determining the single most favorable outcomes. However, before dealing with the how of reinforcing a student's decision making skill, we must address the why extensively. Why should one make an extensive effort in developing a student's decision making skills when other skills seem more favorable, such as intelligence and comprehension? And one question arises in everyone's mind, that are decision making skill important for students? Yes. While it is a well established fact that decision making play a main role in one's life, regardless of their profession, the same is not usually said for students. The widespread perception is that learning and hard work play the most critical part in a student's life. Their decision making skills don't matter as much as other such skills. However, recent worldwide crisis during the time of COVID have proven otherwise. In a time when the world economy was taking hits everywhere and the educational institutions all faced a significant bump, we saw how students were forced to make critical decisions that would in turn shape their future. The world is changing rapidly, and so on in education also. We don't live in the 90s anymore, and students' lives are much more challenging now. They have a variety of paths they can take, each with a different destination. And the ability to make crucial decisions play a vital part in a student's life and can make or break it. Hence, decision making skills should be given as much importance as other technical skills, if not less. While this is just a brief overview of how students should ignore decision making skill, further on, and the last conclusion is that decision making is very important in a student's life also. And here is some reason why decision making is important for students. Let's move on to see what specific benefit students can enjoy if they work on their decision making skills as they do on their studies. The following are some of the few reasons that justify the effort in developing decision making skill of the student. Prepare them for the future. Allowing students to make impactful decisions beyond the manual which seat should I sit in today, enables them to gather experience from their past choice and use that experience to aid them in making better choices. Though no two decisions are the same, some form of similarity may exist. The students may draw parallels between a decision they have yet to make and the decision they have already made in the past. With the benefit of hindsight, students can refine their thought process and make choices and decisions in a way that is beneficial for them and their peers. While one may argue that students are already presented with decisions multiple times each day, those decisions rarely have a lasting impact on the life of either the students or others. Decisions such as choosing the classes for the current year seem trivial and limited in their scope, as the impact of that decision rarely extends beyond the student's life and consequently rarely affected others. Even when students are faced with situations where their choice might have lasting consequences. The lack of experience with such cases can be devastating to all those involved. Responsible decision making, if thought earlier and with a particular focus, might have come in handy in tackling the situation. An ideal and optimal solution would have been found after considering all those involved and analyzing all possible outcome analytically. Core SEL competency. SEL, which stands for Social Emotional Learning, is a concept through which all students and young people acquire and exercise the knowledge and skills required to develop as responsible and empathic human beings who work toward the collective good and not just their personal goals. And introduced by the CASEL, collaborating for academic, social and emotional learning. This concept is fast gaining popularity and being shown to work by increasing the academic performance of students. Keeping this model in mind, it consists of 5 main core competencies, each of which must be developed in students to aid in their emotional and social development. The central core competencies are as follows. First one is self-awareness, self-management, responsible decision making, relationship skill, social awareness, and decision making is a core concept of SEL. It allows individuals to make mature choices, keeping in mind the interest of all parties, and it also gives psychological benefit. Psychology regards decision making as the cognitive process that results in selecting a possible action out of several possible actions. It classifies the process as a reasoning process and attributes a lack of this skill as a symptom of a person's immaturity in developing psychological capacities. These capacities influence a person's reaction to external factors such as peer pressure. A lack of development of this skill can lead to emotional stunting and a lack of confidence. Psychological. These are basic biological needs of human needed to survive, and the basic needs are food, water and shelter. And the safety needs, once psychological needs have been met, the need for safety and security kicks in. Humans want to experience the comfort that comes with predictability and order. Suitable examples of these needs are financial security, such as security of job, physical security, presence of law and order, and love and belongingness need. Once safety needs have been satisfied, human beings require a need to belong, that is, to be considered a part of a social group and have connections and affiliation with others. It includes friendship, acceptance of others, and esteem needs. These needs relate to the need for an individual to have accomplishments and respect their peers. This need is considered by many to be the most crucial need for students and young people. Self-actualization needs. The fifth and the final needs in Maslow hierarchy is that all needs are interdependent, and failure to progress is one need automatically result in stunted psychological development. Certain separate skills can aid or hinder this progress too. This is where decision making skills comes into play. If undeveloped, a lack of skill can lead to, and there is a esteem issues is there. These issues can then hinder the level of self-accomplishment of a student and lead them to question that level of respect that their peers may have for them. Refines other important skills. A vast collection of other skills that a student might need to progress physically, emotionally, and socially to prepare them to deal with the challenges that comes with dealing with the real world. Other skills such as comprehension and analytical thinking are instrumental in helping our students become more accepting of the other's point of view and generally being more open-minded and curious about things that seem aligned to them. Improve mental well-being. Students' life is, as many of us are aware, hectic. Besides the usual stress of acquiring good grades, other issues also lead to students having a high level of stress unique to a current generation. A significant sources of stress for many students is their inability to take decisions. And the next is, how can students improve their decision making skills? How students can improve their decision making skill? An example of how students can improve their decision making skill is to integrate students into an existing adult dominated activity. This integration can help them get a taste for analytical analysis and root out unfavorable alternative when faced with a decision. The adult can prove to be mentor using their experience to aid students in learning quicker and developing their decision making skill faster. Another method is to set up a new activity from scratch without adult being a part of it. This can allow students to develop their thinking and decision making capabilities using their thought process. As time passes, they will gain valuable experience. Consequently, students can use that experience to refine their thought process and be more likely to pick a path that leads to a viable and positive outcomes, though slower due to lack of guidance and experience from an adult. It can lead to students developing their own unique analytical thinking process without external. There are still more ways to explore how a student decision making can be improved, but these are more than enough for the scope for these sessions. And the last and the next is types of decision making. There are various types of decision, some of which are discussed now. Program decision. Program decision is also one of the types of decision, and the other name of these types of decision is called routine decisions or structured decisions. The reason is that these types of decisions are taken frequently and they are repeated in nature, and this decision is taken within the purview of the policy of the school. Only lower level management takes program decision and has short-term impact, granting over time, work, placing, purchase order for material etc. And the next is non-program decision. They are otherwise called strategic decision or basic decision or policy decision or unstructured decision. These all are the name of non-program decision. These types of decision is taken by top management people whenever the need arises. Major decisions, sometimes decisions would be major or minor. Major decision relates to the artful balance of synthesizing interest, skills, personality, strength, gaining experience outside of the, and that is gaining from the outside of the class. Organizational decision. The decision maker takes a decision and implements it for effective functioning of organization, and it is called organizational decision. If we take this decision with the help of authority. Personal and decision are personal and individual also. And group decision. Group decision means when we take a decision in group is called group decision, and this types of decision is formed by committee with the help of authority or with the help of administration. And some decisions are taken without any economical balance, that type of decision is called non-economic decision. Non-economic decision is that decision which does not incur any expenses. These types of decision are taken at all level of the school. And some of the techniques of decision making are judgment. This technique is found on the saying, experience is the best teacher. In this technique, a teacher takes or makes decision on the basis of his knowledge and experience gained through working in a particular positive over the years. It is easy to use and economical technique of making decision, and it can also be applied quickly, and in some cases it is the only technique which can be lead. Habits is also a technique of decision making. Stabilized habits can be used as a technique of decision making, and teachers try to solve repetitive and routine problems through their stabilized habit. These techniques require least or no effort in making decisions. Standing plan and procedures. There are standing plans and procedure in every organization, such as rules, method, etc. All these serve as technique of decision making. These plans and procedure create organizational habits. Economic and financial technique, linear programming, game theory, waiting line or queuing theory, network technique, participative technique. These are the techniques of decision making. Participative techniques, that means it is a technique of making decision with the participation of all the team members. This is a technique which encourages democracy, and it is very useful technique because it involves individuals and group in making decisions. Consequently, it improves the quality of decision also, and it improves the sense of responsibility encourage acceptability, ensure timely decisions, boost morale, and motivate the members. When making a decision of minor importance, I have always found it advantageous to consider all the pros and cons. In vital matter, however, such as the choice of a mate or a profession, the decision should come from the unconscious from somewhere within ourselves. In the important decision of personal life, we should be governed, I think, by the deep inner needs of our nature. Thank you. Hope we all enjoy the session. And so the next time we have to take a decision, try to use this decision making process. Thank you so much.